Just please don't piss off any of the acolytes at the temple, please.
I mean, I don't know what they think is rude.
Well, I'm an acolyte from that temple, so
it should be fine. Let's go.
So you guys are heading to the Temple of Ethla? All right, cool. Artie, you've never seen this place before. It is a great big wooden building with lots of like arches and struts, and it's surface construction has always struck you as a little over elaborate. This is definitely an example of that.
Why wood though? It's going to degrade so quickly.
Well, I mean, you just replace it then. I don't understand the problem.
But like, it's so spongy.
You replace the boards that are spongy with new boards because there's lots of trees.
I'll never understand this. I don't know what Joe's doing.
I mean, she's going in.
All right, cool. You go in. It's not the time of day where like services usually happen, so it's pretty empty. It's got that kind of like, you know, that feeling you get in a place that you're normally there when there's a lot of people, but there's no people, and therefore it feels extra empty. Like a school after hours.
I was going to say closing when the mall is closed up.
Yeah, like when the mall's closing. It's kind of got that feel, but there's a couple of acolytes moving around, and you can see off to the side Mother Sylvia having a conversation with a couple of them.
All right, just be cool. Cacophony, I know you know how to be cool. Arturos, please be extra cool.
I'm cool.
Cacophony, will you keep an eye on him?
I can babysit.
Okay, thanks. Okay, so come with me if you want. I'm just gonna go talk to the mother, or you guys can sort of look at the iconography or sit and contemplate your lives. Okay. She's gonna go up to Mother Sylvia.
Okay, she spots you when you're like 10 feet away, and she immediately claps her hands together and goes, "Jill! Oh, thank goodness, I was so worried."
Hi, I'm sorry. I probably should have sent something back earlier. It's been weird.
Are you all right?
Yes. The draconian, the dragonborn, problem is taken care of. We're fine. Actually, kind of good, which is weird.
Really? What does that mean?
It's a long story. Do you have some time?
Yes, of course. Come through to my office. And
Sure.
she leads you into... And Mother Sylvia's office is like... This appears to have been largely undamaged by the fire. And it is your typical, like, head pastor's office. It's a very small room with a lot of shelves and a really big desk. And it's kind of crowded, but also, like, really, really cozy. There's, like, sunbeams coming in through the window. This place has always kind of felt comforting to you, except for the times when you got in trouble and you had to have a conversation with her.
Yeah.
But this isn't one of those times, so it almost feels like coming home in this room.
So Juliana sits down, and she pretty much just spells out the whole story. Like, she's not going to try to like pretend that there's not space out there, because she kind of filled in Mother Sylvia a bit on it last time. So she's going to talk about like the trip to Kryn, to Karis, the wings. She's going to sort of talk a bit about, you know, like the cutlass heist, the Halloween castle. She's going to like sound very apologetic when she mentions that she kind of figured out how to make holy water. She feels weird about that. And yeah, she's just gonna give her the whole story in as much as she can.
Are you going to mention Lachlan at all?
She is probably going to dance around the subject.
Okay.
Like, well, you know, she's gonna like talk about the crew, and like, you know, and there's like Veli, who's this plant person who's really cool. Captain Bondar's like kind of a disaster, but I think she's like keeping it together. Okay, Mr. Hearst is great. Then there's Lachlan. And then there's Kara, and there's a cat. But the problem is that she's also a disaster, so in attempting to dance around the subject of Lachlan, he will...
It's been very obvious.
Yes.
So she sits there and she listens to all of this, and she's at first she's nodding fairly frequently, and then the nods get slower over time and further apart, and then you get to the bit about the giant squid, and then at the end of all that, she just kind of sits there with her hands in front of her mouth for a little bit. She says, "Well, that's certainly a lot."
Yes, it has been a lot. The past couple of months have been a whole lot, actually.
And how do you feel about all of that?
Juliana kind of looks at her hands. Well, it's terrifying. It's weird. It's uncomfortable. I spend a lot of time pretty sure that I'm doing a bad job at literally everything. But it's also incredible.
That sounds an awful lot like life, dear.
Yeah, maybe a little. Mother, I know I'm not really supposed to. It's not really quite time for sort of the rotation or anything, and I, by all accounts, I really ought to be learning a lot more from my elders instead of trying to just sort of feel it all out as I go. But I need to ask your permission to take a leave of absence. I don't think I can stay here.
Well, you have already been gone for quite some time, so
Right.
I can hardly make the claim that we can't do without you. I will miss you in the time that you're gone, and I'm very glad you came back and made sure we all know that you're okay. But from what I can tell, there is something that you need to find, and I don't think you're going to find it here. So it will be very cruel of me to insist that you need to stay.
I can't leave any of them alone.
Yes, it sounds like they'd all die if you weren't there.
They kind of die with me there. Okay, I can clean out my stuff. I think I left a few things here last time, but I can take the rest of it, and someone else can have my room. And
Don't feel like you need to erase yourself from this place. If there are things you need to leave here, we will keep them safe. You always have a home here, Jill.
Thank you. Mother, are there any? I only took the stuff that I had with me. Are there any histories on Ethla, on anything that goes back?
I can show you some of the older texts, but time has not been kind to many of them.
It's just there's things that don't. There's things that itch at the back of my head. Mother, I had these dreams before we left. It felt like they meant something to what's going on out there, and I don't know where they came from, or there's so many. I've just got so many questions.
It's possible our goddess is speaking to you. It's not unknown for her to do that.
But I don't understand why me. I'm just the one that was there.
Maybe that's why, because you were the one that was there. You were in the position to do the most good.
Maybe. Also, and she's probably had her hammer in her lap this whole time and just kind of been kind of fiddling with it as a nervous gesture. Is there? It seems like everything out there is getting stronger. The further we go, the more we see, and I have alternatives, but Is there maybe a blessing you can give me and my hammer or something? I don't feel completely prepared, honestly.
I think there is some work that can be done on the hammer to enhance its capabilities.
Yes, that would be incredible.
It would take some time, but if you're here for a few days.
Yeah, we're in the area where we've got a couple of things outside of town that we need to do, but yeah, that would actually be incredible.
If you leave it here, I can have some of the acolytes work on it.
Yes, absolutely. And she, reluctantly hands it over.
She takes the hammer very gingerly. She knows how much it means to you.
So, tell me about these texts.
We have to keep them in they're in the basement. We have to keep them in very cold, very dry conditions because they're parchment and they tend not to age very well. Many of them are written in Celestial, which I do believe you read.
Yeah.
So that shouldn't present too much of a problem. It's mostly a history of this particular temple, going back about 1,200 years.
Yeah, if I could spend some time reading that would be...
Absolutely, I'll make sure you have access.
Sure. Maybe when I come back to, before we leave, if that would be okay?
Yes, of course.
Okay. Then, yeah, I'll be back in a couple of days, and I'll go through some of my things, and yeah, okay. I'm sorry to worry you.
I'm just glad you're back and that you're all right.
Yeah. Thanks. Then, I guess, yeah, well, I've got, they're waiting for me out there, so okay. Good talk.
I look forward to seeing you again, Jill.
Thank you, Mother.
You're very welcome.
All right, so she comes back out.
Okay, Arturos and Cacophony, what have you guys been doing in this time?
But why is it made of wood? Sea and storm, coral. Everything coral.
I feel like coral would break very easily, dear, but it's made of wood because that's what we have around. We have a giant forest just west of town.
Ugh.
Wood is very sturdy when it's carved correctly. It's just facts. Stone is also good, but stone is also more expensive, so you generally have to buy it from the fancy uptight nobles. They own all the quarries, so they don't deserve the money.
What? How can you own a quarry?
You claim you own the land around it.
That's not... But isn't it all for your king?
I know I'm saying this to a king, dear, but nobles are pretentious fucks who claim they own a lot.
But it all belongs to the king, no? Or queen?
Probably, technically, in the end.
Are you trying to teach Arturos about capitalism?
I'm trying to teach Arturos about anti-capitalism.
Actually, it would be mercantilism at this point.
No,
it would be feudalism.
Feudalism.
I gotta say that it's all stupid, Artie. Don't worry about it. Hi, Jill. How did talking to your mother superior go?
And no, Mother Superior is a whole other level up. But thanks, though. No, I think it actually went okay. I think I may have rattled her a little with all the space stuff.
That's fair.
But
that's why I'm gonna lie to my family.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the thing is that, I feel like I need to explain exactly what's going on, and then it doesn't really sound the same as I heard my goddess speak to me in a different sphere that she wasn't supposed to be president. Doesn't quite have the same ring as, I was the next town over and it was super far away.
We've been discussing architecture and I've been answering Artie's questions for him.
I don't understand any of it.
No, he doesn't.
Did I hear you say coral earlier?
Yes.
Apparently everything in his kingdom is made of coral.
The coral's alive.
Yes. You can grow it into whatever shape you want.
Your buildings are alive?
Why would it's how we keep it clean. I mean, self-cleaning buildings.
We just treat the wood with the sealant.
No, seals don't make good for good pets.
Ba-da-ba-ba-da-bum. Wow, okay. All right, so I left my Warhammer there, so if we need to kill anything, I've got a club.
All right.
You've got an Arturos.
Got an Arturos?
Oh, that was my spellcasting. Wait, no, it's cool. I've got the little holy water file, so I'm good on that. Didn't just give away the ability to use all my spells, so that's cool.
Well, you would have to just use components. You'd have to have a bag full of garbage to cast your spells instead of your hammer,
which Arturos has.
It's fine. It's fine. I don't need a bag full of trash.
These are treasures.
So I just need to stop by there in a couple of days. I mean, I can give you guys a tour if you want. There's like a nice garden. Sure.
Okay.
This won't be weird.
All right, so Jill takes you on a tour of the temple grounds. There, aside from the main building, the main hall, there's a couple of outbuildings that are either storage or living quarters for the acolytes who live here. This is like a combination, like place of worship and residence for a lot of the clergy of Ethla. The gardens are nice. Arturos, the gardens aren't that nice. You've seen better.
Oh, do you grow herbs here? Is that what it is?
Yeah, I mean, we use a lot of reagents and stuff, so this is where we sort of grow a lot of the, like, live things that we need.
It's cute. It's very cute. Why are you looking at me like that?
Why would I look at you in any other way, Arturos?
I mean, that's not even a statue.
But statue? Well, we don't really have any. Have you not noticed the lack of statues throughout the whole building? We don't have any like imagery of Ethla, so it's just kind of placeholders, like the hammer and stuff.
Right, but you don't even have statues of fancy naked people, or I don't know.
No, we have icons of saints, but we don't have naked people statues. What?
Yeah, every garden has a naked people statue.
Well, I don't necessarily disagree that a garden is not improved by a naked person statue, especially if it's a fine-looking lady. I don't believe that every garden requires one, Artu.
We'll find you a statue.
Please don't find my temple a naked person statue.
It's all very tasteful.
I don't think we need that. Thank you. It's supposed to be a place to work and maybe like sit in a meditative silence and reflect and maybe even propel your spares in the morning if you're feeling up to the task, if you're feeling like it. But it's not really a place to sit there and ogle a stone titty.
I mean, you don't ogle it sometimes.
Yeah.
You can. But it helps with the scenery.
Also, frankly, it's the Ethlinism is predominantly female. There's a lot of titty anyway. I mean, what?
Just grew up surrounded by titty.
Anyway, so that's probably, the nicest place in the temple. So unless you guys want to, like, I don't know, light an incense stick, pay your respects.
I don't ever know. So I have an honest question for you, Jill.
Yeah?
While I'm not the most religious person, is it insulting to your god if I light an incense stick?
So it can depend from deity to deity, but generally speaking, Ethla, we tend to appreciate the gesture. So it's more if the intention behind the gesture is to, blaspheme or be rude or not sort of. If it's a lack of respect, then yes,
that would be bad. Yeah,
okay. The intention will sort of filter up and translate. But if you're doing something that is saying like, I'm not part of this, but I respect it, I will take part in this rite as knowing that I don't know what I'm doing, but I am attempting to be respectful. Then that's generally good.
All right, I just didn't want to. I didn't want to necessarily like do it if yeah. And so I will like one.
Look,
and,
I mean, one of Ethla's major aspects is that of maternity, and what kind of mother would she be if she didn't know that, sometimes kids just do stupid shit, but they mean well.
So Cacophony, fringe dangling around her hips, goes forward and lights an incense stick. And
I feel like sometimes kids do stupid shit, but sometimes they usually mean well, as like the perfect condensation of Ethla knows that we are weak and yet she asks for strength.
That's true, yeah.
It's a complicated relationship.
Yeah. So, Cacophony, you go up and light an incense stick, and it smells nice. You don't really feel anything. You feel like you should feel something.
Oh,
Arturos is just kind of looking around and just staring.
Juliana just kind of peers at him. You gonna? No, it's cool if you don't want to.
Oh, no, thank you. I don't do religion much.
Okay.
It's fine.
That's kind of a weirdly evasive answer to say no thank you, but that's cool.
I did say no thank you.
Yeah. Okay. If you give me like a minute, I'm just gonna go up to the altar and, say hi.
Sure.
Okay. So Juliana's gonna sit down, and this is all going to be extremely hesitant. She's going to light the stick and the thing and close her eyes and very hesitantly reach out.
Yeah. Well, you are currently in the center of Ethla's power, so
right, but that doesn't necessarily mean that everything is going to be okay, Juliana.
You're in the center of Ethla's power, though, so you reach out, and it's not like what happened at Shrine Row in Port Meridian, where you reached out and it was like someone talking very quietly in the next room. In this case, you reach out and it's almost like slipping into a nice, perfectly warm bathtub. You feel comforted, you feel surrounded and enveloped and loved.
Juliana, like Cacophony and Arturos can probably see like her entire posture just kind of like unclench. And she's just going to sit in that for a few minutes and then just sort of pull herself out of it. And she comes back looking actually kind of refreshed. Okay, that was, that's, that was cool. I think we're good to go. If you guys want.
Sure.
Heads for the door.
Okay.
As you guys are leaving the temple, you're noticing it's getting pretty late in the day.
I should probably not go bursting on my parents this late in the evening, because especially by the time we get there, it's going to be...
Oh yeah, it's going to be the middle of the night.
Then I'll get yelled at. Let's find an inn.
Okay, there is one inn that you guys know about, which is the Goat and Weasel.
We're going there.
It.
All right, cool. You guys are pretty well familiar with this place. It is your standard adventurer tavern. There is a dining room with a bar. You see Marvy behind the bartender. Near as you can tell, he is the only staff member here. You have never seen anyone else working at the Goat and Weasel.
Hey, Marvy!
Hey! Oh, we haven't seen you in a while.
No, do you want me to play tonight?
And he looks around, and the room's pretty dead. There's like a couple of adventurer types off in the corner, but that's about it.
I can play some background music that they don't have to worry about us over playing.
I mean, if you want, I won't pay you.
That's fine.
Yeah, do a set!
She casually gets on stage, pulls out her viol, and starts playing good background music so those adventurers can go off on their adventure and discuss it.
All right, as you start playing, they kind of shuffle closer to each other. Because now they're trying to talk over you.
The perfect adventuring thing.
Potato puffballs. Harvey, need an order of those. Like 2 orders, actually.
All right, coming up. And he kind of disappears into the kitchen.
I want crab. Crab sounds good.
I don't know if it's the right time of year for crab.
It's like fall, right?
Yeah.
I don't know enough about crab to tell you whether it's the time of year for crab.
Neither do I. I'm pulling this out of my ass.
Why would the time of year be... I mean, you just have crab.
Oh, I mean, you just have crabs?
Yeah.
Do you have crabs?
Apparently you can get your hands on recently caught crab just about any time of the year, depending on the type of crab, so you can get crab.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, we probably got crab. I mean, you might need to... I mean, it probably won't be, like, super fancy crab. You might need to, like, get a little hammer and chisel and kind of break it apart, if you're fine with that. I don't know how fancy an eater you are.
You just bite into it.
Oh, right. You've got pointy teeth.
Yeah, he just opens his mouth and, like, points at his teeth. It's crab teeth.
I mean, fair. Crab shucking teeth.
Or shark teeth. Or swordfish teeth. Or sometimes whale teeth.
You eat whales?
I mean, sometimes. They're good friends, and then other times they're good food. Fish are friends and food.
All right, so Marvy comes out with your 2 orders of puffballs.
God, I want some Blarney puffballs right now.
Me too. I know.
Yeah, you assholes. I want food so bad now.
They are fried potato puffs. Like they're just little like fried mashed potato balls with like usually a little bit of like bacon and cheese and chives, and like they have like sour cream on the side for dipping.
Annie.
Juliana asked for some without bacon.
Oh my god, these are delicious.
Thank you. I know, right?
Why don't we have this all the time?
I found a recipe for them.
I mean, Finn could probably put these together. They can't be that complicated.
A Finn. Give them to Finn, and he will make, and we will have them every day.
I mean, did you want to ask for some crab or?
Fine.
All right, so you guys have your dinner or your snack, I guess, in this case.
No, he orders like 3 more plates.
Yeah, is it ever dinner if you only order from the appetizer menu? I've never gotten a definitive answer on this.
Did you get full?
Yes?
Then yes.
Yeah,
then
okay.
that was
dinner.
tapas.
That was tapas, okay. So yeah, you have your meal, and where are you guys sleeping tonight?
Well, I mean,
Here.
we can sleep here. Jill can actually they can probably like spare a couple of beds at the temple if you guys don't want to pay.
Sounds good to me, too.
Oh, wait. No, your temple was really cold.
I mean, yeah, it was kind of chilly.
I don't know why.
It is autumn.
What does that have to do with it?
It gets colder sometimes.
But don't you have like heat vents?
Heat vents.
You don't build over heat vents?
I mean,
No.
no. Sometimes we have a brazier in the corner, but it's like really hard to. It would be so expensive if there were like fireplaces in every single room.
I don't know what a fireplace is.
It's a place where the fire goes.
No, the heat just comes from the ground. You just build over that.
How have you spent so much time out of the sea and you still don't know what a fire is or why what's the word burns?
I was drunk for most of it. You guys don't have a whole lot of liquor.
That's because we hid the liquor from you.
The pirates were really nice.
Also, dear, most of the time, I only really want wine, and I'm not very interested in other things. I will drink a good vodka.
No, I saw how you looked at those Dragonborn.
Mm-hmm.
You interested in many things.
I am. I mean alcohol, dear.
Oh, okay.
What she drinks is another matter entirely.
All right, so you guys headed to bed?
Yeah. I don't want to walk back. Can we just stay here?
Okay, Audie.
Ah, good.
All right, that's 2 gold a room, single occupancy rooms.
All right. It seems like it's kind of dead in here, so he's probably got 3 rooms open.
And he does.
All right.
So you guys get your keys,
Mm-hmm.
head off to bed.
Oh,
Yes.
real beds, though. Real
beds,
beds,
though.
though.
Real beds, though, and you don't have to listen to somebody else snore all night.
Oh, just you wait.
Just me.
All right, so as you guys are sleeping that night, Arturos, I need you to make a perception check with disadvantage because you're asleep.
Perception check with disadvantage. That's fun. That's a 10.
Excellent.
All right, I gotta roll some things real quick.
Love it when Kit says that.
Yeah. Isn't it fun? I have some great news for you guys.
Whoever Alwyn is, he's not good at stealth.
Okay, so... So here's what happens. Artie, you're dead asleep.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, in the middle of your dead sleep, you hear the sound of someone stubbing their toe on the edge of your bed.
That's fun.
And a softly hissed, fuck!
Yeah, no, I'm gonna... So this like actual real
Lore?
reaction. Arturos, before he even wakes up, he gets up and like attacks.
He sleep attacks.
He sleep attacks. Like
Wakes up swinging.
to shove whoever it is against the wall with his trident.
All right, roll initiative.
That's a 7.
All right.
22.
I got a 3.
Jill got a 3. Jill sleeps very deeply. Arturo's got a 7.
When Jill actually sleeps, she sleeps the sleep of the dead.
Yeah, Artie got a 7.
All right. So up first is Cacophony.
He's full of potatoes.
Is this post-trance? So am I, like, awake in my room and just wasting time?
Yeah, there's a high or low.
High, I guess.
This is not post-trance. But
Okay.
you are fully alert during your trance. So
Yeah.
you would hear the sound of someone stubbing their toe, somebody else saying, fuck, and then Artie lurching up out of bed.
Okay. So Cacophony, still in full costume because she has to be in disguise while here, gets up, opens her door, and then swiftly moves around this way. Is the doorway open?
The doorway to Artie's room, it is not.
Okay. So she pushes the door open slightly and goes, Artie, are you all right?
All right, as you're opening the door, you can see that there's someone standing on the other side of it.
Do they have weapons out?
Yes.
Oh, in that case, she is grabbing Mom Dagger and instantly stabbing.
All right. You're taking a stab at the person on the other side of the door.
I would like to say non-lethally. So she will twist it around and actually use the butt end of the dagger,
Okay.
of the Mom Dagger.
Roll your attack.
27 hit.
27 hits. Roll damage.
Okay. 19.
Oh, God. Ow. Yeah. You bring that dagger down and stab really fucking hard, and you just hear a cry of pain from the other... Oh, yeah.
I don't...
You whack really
whack.
hard. And you just hear a cry of pain from the other side of the door.
So as that happens, Artie, how are you?
What?
Jill! I know you hate waking up.
All right. Up next is the guy who's getting shoved by Artie. He had been invisible, but as you grabbed him, the invisibility dropped. And he is just up against the wall with you, pinning him there. So he is going to attempt to stab you.
All right. Does he hit me?
Let's find out. That's a natural 1. He does not, but he does have multi-attack.
Okay.
That one's a 12. That one also, I'm guessing, does not hit.
No.
He's just kind of frantically stabbing at you, and it's not
The thing
working.
is Artie wearing his armor right now because he was asleep?
I mean...
He was asleep, which I think means
And-
you have...
Yeah, if you are wearing your armor when you're asleep, you take exhausted. So you probably don't want to.
Okay. Well,
So what's your
That's
dexterity
a
modifier?
shitty rule.
yeah, that's a real shitty... it's a 3.
3. Okay, so your AC is 13, so he still would have not have hit with the 12.
Cool.
All right, and that's that guy's turn, because he sucks. Up next is the other one who just got stabbed, or conked in the head by Cacophony, who is going to try and shove the door back shut. So, Cacophony, I need you to make a strength check.
Ah, my best save. 11.
All right.
So everybody knows my strength is -1.
Yeah,
Well,
I can see that.
Good news. She got a 10.
Oh. So
So
Cacophony just sticks her heel in the door?
yeah, Cacophony sticks her shoe in the door, and it just kind of bounces off. And that's that person's action. You're now getting a better look at this person. This appears to be a female dwarf. And the other guy who's no longer invisible appears to be a half-elf man.
Huh.
Up next is Arturos. You've got this guy up against the wall.
Is Arturos awake yet?
Kind of?
Who are you? What do you want?
He just keeps frantically trying to stab at you. He's not listening to you very much.
Artie just kind of knees him in the gut.
Okay, make an unarmed strike.
Would this be just like my saving throw, or?
An unarmed strike is you roll a d20 and then you add your strength plus your proficiency bonus.
So yeah, it would be. Sorry, dirty 20.
Dirty 20? Okay, and then the damage will be 1 plus your strength bonus, your strength modifier.
So 6.
6. Okay, you do 6 damage to this guy's nuts.
I said gut, but nuts works. Is he tall? Is that why?
He is significantly taller than you, so you're aiming for his gut and you're hitting him in the balls.
I feel like that should
Cool.
do bonus damage.
It does not.
And then
No, it does not. Not it does not.
wah wah.
And you got another attack.
And I got another attack. So yeah, he probably just tries to headbutt him then.
All right, that's another unarmed strike.
I mean, if you hit him in the nuts, then he is going to keel over.
24.
24 hits, and then
So
that's
6.
6 damage again. Yeah, you give this guy a pretty good walloping. He's looking pretty dazed.
Yeah, no, Artie hits him in the nuts, and then as he hunches over, hits him directly in the nose. So
Get him down low enough for you to hit.
yeah, there you go. All right. He won't answer my questions, then that's my turn.
All right. Up next is Jill. Jill, you heard Cacophony yell at you.
Well, that's okay. What's that? She's basically going to stumble out of bed, grope for her hammer, be extremely confused, and then just sort of stagger over here.
All right. Getting up from prone is half your movement, so you'd only have 15 feet of movement after that.
Yeah. Are each of these 5 feet?
Yes.
Great. So she's back here in this hallway.
Yeah. So you're hearing from around the corner. You do still have your action if you want to dash.
Yeah, I think she does.
Okay.
And considering this, it's less of a dash and more of like she kind of stumbles and does that thing where you kind of move really far forward while you're trying to catch your balance.
You just kind of slam into the wall.
Yeah. She just kind of like smacks her hand on the side of the wall here as she just sort of like catches herself like, what happened?
It's just kind of like
People are trying to assassinate Artie.
What? What? Assassin? Is this awake?
Is this awake?
Artie, you being assassinated?
barely.
And I think that's her whole ass turn.
That's her whole ass turn, huh? Okay.
I don't think she can do anything else.
Up next is Cacophony.
So, mom dagger in hand. Cacophony is actually first she just non-lethally thwacks that lady again.
Okay.
So mom dagger comes back and then the butt just smacks into the side of her head.
Okay.
23, I assume, hits.
23 will hit, yes.
For 14 more non-lethal damage.
Oh, Jesus.
And then after that happens, what Cacophony's doing is I was Autumn today. She's very content today. What she's doing is she's going to peek her head in and phase step, so she ends up over here.
This is a very crowded room.
Yeah. And when that happens, anybody of her choice within 10 feet of her has to make a wisdom saving throw. So the two attackers need to make a wisdom saving throw.
Okay, for the sake of the radio people, Cacophony has just face stepped into the room with Artie and the assassins.
And the room is 2 squares by 2 squares, and there are 4 people in this room. So you do the math.
Extremely
It's
small.
sketchy. Okay.
Don't worry, I'm going to describe it depending on how their wisdom saves go.
All right. Well, the female dwarf got a 10.
That's a failure?
However, the half-elf does get advantage.
Advantage, yeah.
Because he's a half-elf.
But he's got his balls kicked in.
And he got a 21.
Oh, yeah. So he passes that. Well, the dwarf, at least. So what happens is Cacophony's like, I can't believe I have to do this. Suddenly, Jill sees her swirl for a moment, and there's like a swirl of autumn leaves around her, and there's a swirl of autumn leaves as she appears beside Artie. And as that happens, the dwarf is just like, holy shit, she is the coolest person in the world, and she is now charmed by me for a minute. So, as long as nobody attacks her or anything. But she's not being attacked by Artie right now, so it's okay.
But, okay, she's charmed by you specifically, yep?
By me specifically, yes.
Okay, so she regards you neutrally.
Yeah.
All right, cool. Is that your turn?
Yeah, that's my turn.
Okay. Up next is Mr. Half-Elf, who's having the bad fucking day. Who, after getting kneed in the balls and punched in the face, is going to continue to try and stab Artie.
Headbutted in the face.
It's an 18, which hits.
Oof. Yeah.
You take 3 piercing damage.
No.
You rolled bad.
It's a slice.
And then another one. That's 12. That's not going to hit, even with your reduced AC.
Yeah, no. He's just kind of slashing in the air.
Yeah.
Randomly. He got a nickin'.
All right. And up next is the dwarf, who she is going to ignore Cacophony standing right in front of her because she's charmed. However, she is going to turn and try and cast Shatter on Arturos.
That's going to ruin the inn. That's rude.
That is a Constitution save you need to make.
Jesus. All right. 19.
Okay, you take 4 thunder damage.
Wait, I'm a fish. Does that affect me?
No, it does. Thunder damage does not adversely affect fish more than anybody else.
All right. I'm just making sure this was in Pokemon rules.
You know what happens when a Triton gets hit by lightning? The same thing that happens to everything else.
And then, as her bonus action, she is going to turn to the half-elf and inspire him and say, hey, stop fucking up! And he has an inspiration die.
The win inside of Cacophony agrees with this form of inspiration.
And up next is Arturos. You got, like, mildly stabbed and mildly, like, your ears hurt a little bit.
My mouth tastes like pennies. Yes. Yeah, no. He's gonna attempt to ask again, who are you?
At this point, it's the dwarf who speaks up, and she says, who does it look like? We're trying to kill you!
Oh, thank you for
Why?
explaining. And he just starts waving his trident around to hit the elf. So, that's a 20.
That'll hit.
Lethal or non-lethal?
Lethal! They just said they were trying to kill me. A 6 piercing.
All right.
And then, again, 19.
That'll hit.
8 piercing. And
Okay.
I'm gonna use a superiority die to do a sweeping attack to hit the dwarf.
Okay.
And does a 19 hit the dwarf?
Yes.
Alright, then she gets 1d8 of damage. 1d8 of damaging.
Why is this Spider-Man?
I've
I
asked
don't
that
know.
question so many times.
Why isn't it? Just a 1. So, she got a nick.
Okay, she got
the
nicked a
tip of the
bit.
spear.
All right. This half-elf in front of you is bleeding heavily. He looks fucked up. He's on the verge of passing out.
Good.
Artie, please don't murder these people.
They tried to murder me first!
We can't ask them questions if you murder them.
That doesn't matter. Alright, that's my turn.
You're not going to action search? Because you can.
Oh, I can action surge?
You can.
Ah, the shoulder devil DM.
Well, you know what? Nah, he's still asleep. We'll save
Okay.
that for later.
Okay. If you're sure.
I'm sure.
Okay.
I think we're fine without it.
Up next is Jill. Who maybe I hope brought Speak with Dead today.
God. Jill is going to attempt to. Jill, like, I assume this door is open at this point.
It's cracked slightly.
Jill throws the door open, looks at this entire crunchy mess inside, and she's going to try to cast Calm Emotions. Can everybody just chill out for 5 seconds?
Cacophony is not going to resist the spell. We'll just accept it.
Let me just look up Calm Emotions.
Charisma saving throw. Also, Artie needs to make a charisma saving throw too.
Fine. No, it's a 5.
Okay, Artie fails.
The dwarf gets a 15.
That does not pass.
Do you know if this is a charm effect?
It doesn't say charm in the description, I don't think.
What kind
It's
of...
actually
It's an
it's
enchantment.
an enchantment, but you don't cause charmed. It's just it can actually suppress charmed even.
Okay, so
Yeah.
I'm going to rule that he doesn't get advantage on this. He gets a 5.
Okay, so everybody fails.
Okay, so that takes them from hostile to neutral, right?
Yeah, pretty much. Jill's is like, whoa, hold on, what the fuck? What the fuck? Can we just all calm down for 5 seconds?
That'd be nice.
Okay.
Okay, strangers, may I have... Well, I'm Cacophony. Why are you trying to kill my friend?
I don't know, because we were hired to.
Who hired you?
That was a dead drop, anonymous. It was out in Port Meridian.
Okay, great. So you guys also know space, then?
Yeah.
Do you happen to have, like, the note or anything?
I do.
Can we ask you politely to not kill this fish?
How much did they try to pay you or offer to pay you?
It was 2,500 gold pieces each.
Okay,
Oh,
look.
that's a lot.
Also, they're lowballing it, probably.
Yeah.
I mean, it's more than what I have right now.
Do you know anything about this target?
We were just told to kill the little blue guy.
Okay, well, there's your
All right.
problem.
There are plenty of little blue guys.
Yeah, like who?
Well, first off, you're trying to murder
Jimmy?
a king.
Arturos?
Like,
if he's a king, we should have asked for more money.
Yeah, exactly.
You absolutely should have.
You guys got completely stiffed.
Speaking as someone who has worked with assassins before, you guys got absolutely stiffed. And two, you're working against us, and we've murdered, like, a person who was trying to become a god before. They have way lowballed you.
Oh yeah, we murder a lot, especially me.
We also murdered a Krajan on our way in.
He has a cannon for an arm. He could just turn you into mush.
But that would be rude, because they have such good potato balls here.
It would get all over the floor, yes.
Okay, at this point, the dwarf speaks up, and she's like, okay, listen, I say we walk away, you pretend you never saw us, and we call it a day. How about that?
We do need some info on your
On your dead drop.
Yeah.
All right, hang on. If it means you don't kill us, hang on. And the dwarf pulls out a scallop shell. Says, "This is the instructions we were given. Who's going to take it?"
Cacophony does.
Yeah.
All right.
Speaking as the person who has thieves can't, it seems like the best idea.
Yeah, she's the
okay.
one who should take point on this.
I mean, what language is it written in? Common?
Cacophony's got it now.
Alright.
So she kind of looks it over, and she's like, well, this is clearly for Artie. Yes, it looks like they didn't tell you much information at all. And the writing doesn't look familiar. She turns to Artie, and she goes, never mind, you don't read. Well, we have a place we need to go.
All right. Okay, so you two are out.
Yeah, we're out. We're
Do you
out.
need
We're
healing?
Not, we were not paid enough to kill a king and his there's two extraordinarily powerful, gorgeous bodyguards, so we're out of here.
Hey,
the what?
wait,
Thank
hold
you.
up. Hey, you're gonna tell your friends not to do this, right?
I mean, like, if somebody else wants to take the job, we're not really in a position to, like, tell them not to. But
Well,
I mean-
you should probably tell them to do, to ask for way more for starters.
oh yeah, definitely. We're definitely putting that word out, because holy crap.
Also tell them that I'm super buff. They don't want to do this. Look at this body.
She looks at the half-elf. Do you need healing? You're bleeding very badly.
You know what? Just here, Juliana just pats the half-elf on the shoulder. Look, just do a bit more research on your targets next time, huh?
Man, what
And-
research? We've never seen this guy before. Nobody's seen this guy before.
I mean, shadow them for like a day?
Yeah, we did. And all you did was, like, go to a temple and then eat a lot of potato puff balls.
Well,
They're
can you
really
blame us?
good.
They're
Have you
really
tried
good.
them?
So good, though.
The half-elf gets 6 back.
Okay.
I rolled bad, sorry. Sorry, rando.
Okay. And the half-elf's like, okay, can we go?
Yeah.
Go.
Also,
All right.
if we ever see you again, we are killing you.
All right, cool. And they haul ass. Congratulations, you solved my assassination puzzle.
So,
Ugh,
are you guys all right?
I'm
Artie,
fine.
how you doing?
I was asleep.
We all were,
but
Artie.
don't look injured. Okay, what's this note, Kako?
The note reads, your target is a humanoid man of below average stature with blue skin and red hair. He will be seen in the company of 3 women, a human, an Eladrin, and an Azamar priestess. When the deed is done, take a boat to this location to receive your reward. And the map is, would you say how many days or, well, how many miles south of Stormhaven?
It's
Or
like
kilometers?
it's like an hour's boat ride, maybe.
Okay. About an hour, if we took a boat, an hour, if we walked, maybe 2 hours to a cove south of Stormhaven.
All right, well, that sounds like something we check out tomorrow.
Agreed.
So rude.
The scallop shell also indicates that, it's probably someone who has reason to hate you because you probably didn't actually abdicate, and so they would like to be next in line.
I did, though. I did it.
Running away is not proper abdication.
So, what did you actually do? Like, they just said you're gonna be king, and you just sort of like amscrade? What even happened? And look, Artie, we're gonna need to know. This is involving everybody, and if we're not completely informed here, we're not gonna be able to help you.
I had to have a think, okay? They said, oh, you're king. And I was like, what? And they were like, yeah. And so I went to the air bubble and there were spaceships. And they were like, hey, what's up? And I was like, nothing much. What's up with you? And so I went on the ship with them and we left.
And how long ago was that?
Yeah.
Like a year? A year, maybe? I've been on a lot of ships.
Wow, you've been that's a lot of ships in a year, Artie. Dang.
Yeah, no, it usually lasts a few weeks.
Well, we're glad to have had you last longer with us.
Yeah, it's been fun.
Let's see, if it's been a year and we don't know how far away his sphere is from here, then it probably took some time to figure out that he wasn't coming back, and then it took time to track him down. I'm concerned that someone has tracked him down and has been tracking him longer than just Stormhaven.
Yeah.
Because they listed everybody, and Alviva's been blipped this whole time.
Yeah, and they got that at Port Meridian.
Yeah.
I just can't fold a scallop and put it in my purse. I don't... what kind of writing is this, really?
It's scratched, like engraved on the inner surface of the scallop.
I realize it's engraved. It's just Cacophony complaining that it's not a piece of paper she can fold and put in her pocket.
Yeah, it turns out that when you try to write on paper when you're an aquatic species, that doesn't go great.
No.
Do you know how fucking long it took me to figure out what they would write on if not paper?
Exactly why I keep saying Arturos doesn't read. The paper will not exist underwater. Like, what the fuck does Atlantis do? Why is everything holographic? There's a method to my madness, okay?
Well, at least nothing followed us here that's trying to kill everybody. So that's a leg up, I guess. And it's not Nyogi, it's just a completely unknown fish person, probably, that hires assassins.
He, like, rubs his temples.
Can you think of anybody in particular that would be wanting to kill you? Not like bring you home, but kill you. That's different.
So many. At least half my sisters.
Why would did your sisters want to kill you so they could get the throne?
No, this was before the throne.
What did you do to your sisters?
I was their brother.
Okay, that's fair.
I mean, I can maybe if I don't know. He's gonna roll a. Would it be wisdom or intelligence?
I would allow either. I would say like either insight or history would also apply if you want.
They're both. No, history. History is better. I rolled a 12. Like, I don't think that's very good.
Okay. Narrowing it down from the many, many, many factions that might possibly want to kill you. You can think of like maybe one of your sisters, just like on general principle, or like maybe there was another like male offspring in your family that's trying to secure their position, or like maybe something to do with the clergy. You're not really sure.
There's just, even if I knew why, there's still a lot of people that would be in the why. You know?
I understand.
Honestly, I'm just kind of thinking about how much I hate the nobility, and how
I agree.
And how everyone who is trying to
it.
kill nobility seems to keep getting mucked up in our business. Why do people keep trying to kill? Okay, I know why everybody's trying to kill royalty, but why do they keep trying to kill the royalty that I don't want to be dead?
Aw, that's so sweet.
Don't let it go to your head.
It's already there.
Technically, if you'd actually abdicated, you kind of wouldn't be royalty.
That would.
I mean, I guess you technically would. It's a weird situation.
You know what? How do you formally abdicate? Do you know?
Can I see if Wynn knows?
Yes.
Or if Cacophony knows?
Yes.
Okay. What would that be, like a history? What would that be?
I'd say either history or.
I would think this is planet specific.
I mean, you can both roll.
Yeah, I mean, I could roll and figure out what I know about Isheim abdication.
Yeah, okay, yeah. Cacophony roll to figure out what you know about how it works on Isheim, and then Artie roll to figure out how it works on your world.
I already know, if you're okay with it. I'm gonna Just
Yeah, but does Arturos know?
yeah, he would.
Yeah.
No, Cacophony doesn't know.
Okay. Cacophony, you're not quite sure how abdication works. Artie's method seems as good as any. Artie, you know for sure, if you want to abdicate, you gotta get murked.
Yeah, no, so technically I have to die. You have to die.
So running away obviously didn't work.
Right, well, I just hoped that they'd give up. And, like, I'm not going back.
Question.
I don't want it.
If they thought you were dead, would that work? Like, if they looked at your corpse and thought you were dead, would that work, or do they need to take a trophy back?
They would probably need to take a trophy back.
So what if we went back to your home planet and made it look like you were dead publicly so everybody would see that you were dead?
Because then I would be thrown into the lava pits.
Okay, well,
that's
can't
fair.
do that.
No, can't do that one.
Look, we could. I know how to make someone look dead.
Right.
So if we could figure out a way to make a fake trophy for them to take back.
Or maybe, I mean, the hair's pretty noticeable. Maybe they cut
like
the
have
hair.
them chop off the
His
hair.
face just is a horrified expression and he clutches at his braid like, no!
I mean, not the whole thing, but like, look, it comes down to like the small of your back. No, I think that's butt length. We could cut that off of butt length. It'll grow back.
No. What?
Artie,
No.
it's either you are stalked forever and they try to assassinate you repeatedly because they want you to abdicate and the only way to abdicate is die, and you lose some hair now that you can regrow, and I can help you regrow it faster, darling. Have you seen my locks? And she tosses her hair.
And also, frankly, we could, I mean...
Magic. She wiggles her fingers.
If nothing else, it'll just throw them off, right?
Indeed.
If they figure out that Artie isn't really dead, then that at least buys us some time.
But also, Artie, there's magic. We could regrow your hair.
It's not the same.
Look, Artie... Okay.
Okay, Artie, different question. How about if we allow them to chop off your arm?
Which arm?
The non-canon one.
No, I like being symmetrical.
All right, in that case, hair it is.
Oh, okay, no. I understand. I know why it's important, why the hair's important. I get it.
Who knows if this person even has told anybody else? Maybe I don't have to lose my hair. Maybe I can just kill them and nobody knows.
We can figure that out. That's definitely another plan. We're just trying to figure out how to maybe solve this for a while, but how about we go check it out and see what's what, and if we need to pull off this fake death thing, we can do that. Okay? Okay, it's on the tables. A couple of other things are on the table. We may not necessarily have to cut your hair. But hey, you know what? If we did have to cut some of your hair, imagine how like cool and dramatic it would be.
Yes. It would be so cool and dramatic.
Yeah, it'd be like, oh my god, he cut his hair. Oh, this really means business. It's a cool dramatic character thing.
We could also sing a song and have everybody be shirtless during it.
You know, like,
I do like that part.
who is that fish I see?
Staring right back at me.
You know, something like that. It could be
We're
cool.
gonna get so sued. the Nazi mouse is gonna sue us so fucking hard.
No, this is parody.
Nazi mouse don't care.
It's less than 15 seconds. It's okay. Well, look, just give it some thought. We'll figure it out. But let's how about we all just get some sleep and you just sort of plait your hair a little and we'll touch base on this tomorrow.
Okay.
Maybe block your door with your dresser.
Do you want one of us to sleep in here? I can sleep on the floor.
I can kneel in a trance.
Yeah.
It's okay.
I'm fine. Like, they were beaches. I don't...
Beaches?
It's fine.
Bitches? Beaches?
Would you sleep easier if I was in here just in my meditation?
No, I don't care.
All
All right. Well, just go back to bed then. Try not to get assassinated. as a favor the rest of the night?
I mean, I won't.
All right.
Scrubs. They sent scrubs.
Sure. Good night.
Night.
All right, everyone's going back to bed.
Yeah.
Next morning comes, you finish a long rest, everybody's spell slots and health is back up to full. No further assassination attempts during the night, so that's something.
Cool.
Nice.
So what's the plan for today, guys?
Okay, well, that seems like an immediate thing to handle.
That does seem like an immediate thing to handle. Let's go.
All right.
So, honestly, I would defer to your guidance here. What do you think our plan should be?
So the thing is, Cacophony's actually in wind form now.
Okay, great.
So she's got the jagged ear, and she's wearing she's wearing a very basic outfit. It looks kind of cool. She's wearing kind of just like a basic like poofy blouse and like black slacks, kind of like you'd expect like a rogue in any sort of fantasy novel to wear.
Cool.
A rogue in anybody else's D&D campaign.
Exactly. And she's like, and she kind of shows Jill the map that's engraved on the bottom of the scallop.
Mm-hmm.
It's literally just south, and there's a cove there, and it's not very detailed because it's on a scallop, and they're doing their best. But
it definitely sounds like if the reward points at a secret location, then they're probably going to try to kill the assassins. That was probably the plan, right?
Oh, almost certainly they're going to try to kill the assassins. And likely too, it's going to be marked with some signs as we get closer, because these sorts of things are hidden well enough that they kind of often need to do that. So it's just to best be prepared for an ambush from fish people.
Now, should Artie be visible here? Or
probably not.
Do we want to pretend that we can't pretend that we killed them. They already know who we are.
Yeah. If there was any way we could disguise ourselves, that would be great. But I don't have any way to do that.
You do have a disguise kit.
I do have a disguise kit. I could disguise us as best we can with that. The hardest problem will be already in his ears. I'm good at disguising myself. I could disguise you easily enough, Jill. I would just need to use a wig.
Yeah, honestly, wig would probably take care of most of the noticeable features.
Yeah, so yeah, we could do that.
Sure.
Right?
I mean, I guess at the end of the day, it doesn't really need to be a perfect disguise, but it does need to at least give them a little bit of pause.
Yeah, at least pause from far away until we're close enough to you can hit them with the hammer and Artie can cannon them.
Well, no hammer, but I see your point.
Yes. Artie, you're going to be the one who I work hardest on.
I mean, I can wear a shawl.
That's
I
not
look
gonna...
good in a dress.
That's fair. Disguise it with that.
Yeah, I mean, do you have a dress that would fit him?
I can make one fit him. 1 second, and she kind of digs through her patch and then tosses Artie some clothes, which I will let Rio decide, because Rio's the artist who likes drawing things.
Rio is the artist who likes drawing things.
But is Rio the artist who likes looking up outfits?
No, Rio is not the artist who likes looking up outfits.
It's to disguise Artie, so it's probably going to be a long sleeve.
Yeah. Probably a high neck something.
Yeah.
So there's less makeup that you'd have to do.
I'm thinking like something with bangles.
That would work. So like...
Because this is still Arturos.
Yeah, and it can have lots of bangles on it, too, just like alongside whatever we get.
A veil. We're gonna go...
A veil would work.
Yeah, how about a veil?
Yeah, veil, headscarf.
There we go. So I'm showing a short sleeve dress. I'm just pulling it from E Shakti because it's like the first thing I thought of. But you can alter their stuff there, so whatever. So just imagine that, but it's like high neck and it's tight on the arms, and then she pulls out a bunch of bangles so he can wear them around his wrist and they'll jingle.
Jingle, jingle.
I think I need to own this dress.
You think you own this dress?
No, I think I need to own this dress.
Oh, you kind of do. I kind of want to own a lot of their stuff. So she tosses that to him and she goes, and I can get you a wig to kind of hide your hair inside. I will need to braid it a little bit tighter. Is that okay?
That's fine.
I can help with that.
Thank you, Jill. For Jill, we'll do a wig. I can probably do it just like a tiny little bit to kind of disguise the features of your face a little so it looks a little bit better from far away. And I myself, I don't think they'll recognize me in this form.
Probably not.
All right, cool.
So, Wynn gets to work on disguising everyone.
Okay, so for that, I'm going to have you roll is disguise kit listed as one of your tools in your character sheet?
Yeah, it is.
Okay, so let's do that with, I would say, either wisdom or intelligence from a technique point of view, or dexterity from a sort of like just how well are you doing this point of view.
I'm going to do dexterity because obviously. 1 second while I make sure there's nothing else I can add to this to just be better.
Can you get advantage because I'm helping, like, get Artie's hair ready or anything?
Would that work, Kit?
Yeah, sure.
20.
Neat. All right, so Artie definitely looks like a completely different first person from a distance. You get up close and you can still tell, oh, that's Artie, but you know him pretty well. Jill is also, like, you've managed to contour her features to a degree where she looks just different enough, and the wig is doing a lot to make her look like not an Azamar.
Especially since, like, you know, the platinum hair is hidden.
Yeah, so you're fairly certain that from a distance, you three are unrecognizable as the 3 targets listed on the scallop.
Okay, and give me your keys. I'll drop them off at the front, and then we can head out.
All right, sounds good.
Meet me out front. And she heads out to drop the keys off and do the checking out procedures. She does quickly disguise herself as Cacophony as she's leaving, just so she's not clearly the same person that way. And then once she's out, she'll step into an alley and then step back out as Wynn, and then start heading off that way.
All right, so you guys are meeting up. How are you guys planning to get out to that cove?
We can probably rent a small boat or something, just to
You can do that, yeah.
take the least amount of time.
All right, so...
Oh, that's right. They can't swim in this.
So, roll an investigation check real quick.
All of us?
Anybody who wants to help find a boat to rent.
19.
All it.
All right. Jill, you're from a fishing village. You know exactly where to go to talk to a guy about renting his boat
I've
for a
also
bit.
lived here for 2 years.
You've also lived here for 2 years. This is probably not the first time you've rented a boat. But, yeah, you managed to find a guy who doesn't have any particular plans for today, so he is happy to rent his boat to you guys for, like, 2 gold.
Sounds good.
And, yeah, are you guys heading out?
Yeah, we head out.
Think so.
Sick. You guys take the boat. It's about an hour south of Stormhaven. It's a nice day for a boat ride. It's not terrible. It's nice and sunny. Birds chirping. Seagulls screaming.
Is Jill doing most of the rowing, or is Arturos is the strongest one? But I doubt he's very good at rowing and probably sends us in a circle.
Why? I'm used to swimming. Why is this?
Wynn probably tries to help, but her little weak arms don't really do much.
Wynn makes a valiant effort, and then you guys take pity on her and decide to row instead.
I mean, Ari can do one side, and, like, you have to keep constantly reminding him to stay in rhythm.
You know what? Why don't you just go sit and make yourself pretty?
Already done. Thank you.
Uh-huh.
All right, so you guys get to the mouth of a really, really, really little cove. Like, this barely warrants the name cove. There's sheer cliffs on all sides of it. This looks like basically the kind of place where if you decide to go cliff diving, this is where you want to go. And you kind of park the boat at the mouth of the cove and look around. You don't really see anybody.
Perception check?
Yes.
Yeah, Wynn starts investigating, looking for, like, any signs or symbols of, like,
Yeah.
hey, there's something hidden here.
I got a 19. Jill's just sort of looking around, trying to spot any people, anything, any kind of colors that stick out of the general foliage.
Already got a 7. He can't see shit.
15.
Oh no, I forgot my glasses.
You wear glasses?
My new goggles.
Ah.
Cacophony, you look around. You're starting to see a bit of disturbance in the water a little ways off. Juliana, you look around and you see, again, a pair of eyes and the top of a head peering over the top of the water before it dips back down underneath. And then you glance over in the same direction that Cacophony's looking, and you can see that disturbance in the water getting bigger. And it's starting to churn a little bit, and a fin emerges from the water. And then it emerges even more, and you realize that this is quite possibly the biggest shark you've ever seen in your life, charging straight towards the boat. Gem Jammer is performed by Alexi Peppers, Annie Creighton, Kit Walker, Mackenzie Weaver, and Rio, and is edited by Jake Mason. Our character designs are by Rio, who you can find at vriosart on Twitter, and our cover art is by Canary Witch, who you can find at doodlesfromthebird.tumblr.com. Our opening and closing music is by Reckoning Storm AudioWorks. For more episodes of this show and our other shows, as well as news, check out our website at crookedrussiancamp.horse.
Kit, I have a request.
Yep.
In my other D&D game, we've had weresharks show up. And universally, they have great butts. So if you have weresharks show up, they have to have, like, the best butt.
Honestly,
I will take this under advisement.
Well, there's also, like, the fallen gods where all of their fish people had great butts. I think that's a universal constant. Fish people have to have great butts.
Also, there's the Zelda game where the fish people have just great butts.
Great butts.
And, the shape of water. And the shape is a great butt.
All right, I'm going to stop recording now. Thank you, Jake.
Thanks,
Jake.